Hi everyone, this is Maria Feekes. I'm Executive Director and founder of SMARTPath Fertility International. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I wanted to spend a couple moments talking about our name. Okay, SmartPath, we selected SmartPath Fertility. There have been several reasons. A big one is really when you look at word smart. Yes, we don't want to say that, we're the smartest and the best and everything. We really like it as an acronym for two things. SM stands for significant miracles. And then ART stands, of course, for ART, assisted reproductive technology. So again, if you are here and fertility world is part of your life in any shape or form, you really know what it means, assisted reproductive technology. So I'm not going to really dive into that. It's really the field that that defines everything that we do. Yes. But I wanted to focus about idea for significant miracles and why it's so important for me and my team. Here's the thing. As I have been working with many families, I have noticed one common, I don't even know, thought, behavior, you name it. We start with a dream, we start moving. Well, it's not even the dream, right? We come to the idea that, we are involved now on this fertility path, fertility journey for whatever reasons. It could be, the struggles that we have, the challenges in the fertility world, or it could be our family situation where there is no other way for us to have dream of the child except using the means of assisted reproductive technology. Yes, it could be maybe situation of same-sex families, or maybe it's only one family member, right? One parent. Maybe there are some medical conditions, right? Or for example, I was talking to one of my dear friends in male fertility. Actually, you're going to have later, you will see that recording as well. And he brought up an example, they're in San Diego. So, there are Navy bases. And he said, okay, for example, husband has been deployed for many years. He has a wife or, his loved one, and he is doing semen collection, cryopreservation. Then the lady of his heart would be able to use IUI, right? Artificial insemination. So again, whatever the passes are, so you starting your journey. And what I notice is that we are so focused on that end result, which is absolutely important. I will have another recording about, focusing on that. But there's a difference between focusing and being obsessed about it without noticing all of those little miracles and steps that are happening in between. Okay. And so, for example, once again, we deal with surrogacy a lot. So the family would come and they would already, they're here. They might not even have embryos yet. And they're already talking about, okay, how, what do I do with the baby? What about immunization? What about, all of the steps of pregnancy observation. This is important. Yes. Well, even to the point where literally they're going to say, okay, so how soon can we start the journey? Because I'm thinking that for baby to be born in August, that really falls really great for all of my plans and so forth. No matter how much we try, yes, God and baby and different provisions, they have their own mind. Yes, and if we only think about this ultimate timing, that goal without taking into consideration everything that is happening in between, we could be so stressed, we could drive ourselves absolutely crazy. Yes, because so many times things are actually not happening to that perfect plan. They just don't. We are dealing with the human body, we are dealing with the human process, and in no way you could be rushing and doing things just for the sake of doing because you have a timeline. It truly needs to come with a big understanding, and I want to come back to the idea of significant miracles. So, while having this ultimate goal in mind, your baby or babies, okay? I want us to embrace and understand the phases of the process. I want us to really understand every little miracle and milestone, that every step that goes into this path, right? And as we focus on a particular step that is at hand, I guarantee that the whole journey will be so much easier for you, because suddenly it's going to be very attainable. If you think about whole big, end goal, like imagine, for example, you're looking at the mountains, and I'm right now looking in my window because I'm in Colorado. I'm actually in Colorado Springs. I can see our mountains right out of my window, right? So if I look at the top of this mountain, while I'm standing here, at the bottom, it might seem so overwhelming how to get there, what to do, right? So much information is going at me, just as with your fertility journey. But if I would only concentrate on this one first step, right? And then the second step, and then the third step, and focus at those mini milestones at hand. That's really when the magic is happening. I also want you to, and we specifically didn't call it, when we talk about our name SM Art, right? SMART. We didn't call it significant milestones because to us, it's not just milestone. We call it significant miracles. And why? Because truly, at every single step of the way, it will be a miracle. It is not, it is not just the science. It is not just, 1 + 1 equals 2, right? It's not a mathematic that adds up. It's, from the moment you're saying yes, right? So, your first step, you said yes to your dream and you're making some action. Typically, it's going to be, meeting to have a discussion. It's filling out some documents. It's understanding your priorities and your preferences. But then once you settle, right, the question once again going to be, but how do we, what is the goal for creation of embryos? What tests do we need to take? How's the egg retrieval look like? How's the semen collection looks like? Every single moment of that, guys. So don't downplay that, right? So having semen analysis done and having the results where you're saying yes, you have the next step, even if there is something that came in your results, and again we're going to have later discussions about it, and there is some treatments prescribed to you, but okay, great. So we're working towards this milestone, towards this miracle, to do to have the best biomaterial from your side. And as you get the green light and everything is perfect with your sperm, with the sperm of the donor, if the donor you are using, phenomenal. This is already miracle because you're already so much closer to this incredible further step. Next thing about egg retrieval, right? If you're there, right, don't forget about it again, your timeline in August. Concentrate of being the healthiest, the most incredible you. Go through your preparation for the egg retrieval, go through the egg retrieval. Just the fact that you were, from the first step, you were approved into going a stimulation. I cannot tell you what a miracle it is. There are so many ladies that can never experience that. They would never be approved. There is something in there through the test that was discovered where the opportunity for them to have their own eggs in the process is not possible. Just the fact, guys, that my dear ladies, that the fact that you were approved to go for the step is already a miracle. Then you're going for the next step. You're taking all of this, hormonal stimulations. You're following prescriptions that the doctor is asking you to do. You made it, through all of the steps, and yes, you have the egg retrieval date assigned. Gosh, you already could breathe out a little bit more. Yes, and then the eggs are retrieved, and yes, you have mature eggs, and yes, the process is okay again. Like at this very moment, at this very miracle, I know you're already thinking, what's the next step? Gosh, will all your eggs get fertilized, right? And, how many embryos will be created and are they healthy or not if you're doing pre-implantation genetic testing and so forth. But for the moment, right, when it happened and your eggs have been retrieved and the doctor says, yes, you have some viable eggs. Even that moment already, I want you to breathe. I want you to smile. I want you to really realize what a miracle have been accomplished. So anyway, this is just some of the examples, right? And those miracles are everywhere. There is so many of them through this path. So once again, my recommendation would be recognize those miracles throughout your journey. I'm sorry. Colorado, dry air. And when you reach them, celebrate. Take a moment to understand and celebrate what just happened. Sometimes those miracles will not come as fast as you wish, or all in like that single path. Sometimes you would need to take a step or many steps back. Sometimes you would need to restart. Well, but just like as a mountain, if you continue, no matter what, taking those little steps, pausing, celebrating, smiling, breathing, even during the darkest times, and saying, okay, I can do it again. I will continue walking. So as long as you're walking, as long as you're making this progress, you will reach to your goal. I have absolutely no doubt in that. And then it's going to be the biggest miracle of all, right? The ultimate results, your baby. So anyway, love you dearly. Hope to speak with you again. If you don't want to miss any of our postings, please like, subscribe, do whatever is needed. I'm still writing all of that, but I will be back with you with more incredible topics. Bye.